This pattern, come on, this pattern is literally stunning. Okay, we gotta do the arms now. I'm struggling. I did something so wrong right here. I just love it so much. It is perfect. Good morning, lovely people. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Tasha, and as you can tell from today's title, we are doing another knit vlog. I'm knitting. I haven't done a knit vlog in a few weeks, almost over a month. I've been so busy and I've had no time for my hobbies. I hate that for me. But hey, being booked and busy is not the worst thing in the world. I'm so grateful to have consistent work coming in. As you guys know, I am an entrepreneur. I do work for myself. I'm a full-time artist. So to be busy, I cannot complain, okay? But in these last few weeks, I've gone to Idaho. I've gone to Cortez, Colorado. I've gone to San Diego, California. It's just been a lot going on. I celebrated my birthday recently, and that was really nice. And so I'm kind of in this like weird period of like having work to do, but having a little more free time than I recently had. So I'm trying to like take advantage of it and get some knitting done. So in today's video, I really want to finish 2 sweaters that I have been working on, including this test knit that I'm currently doing, and a just like personal knit that I started at the beginning of the year, like during winter, and then it got put away because spring came and I wanted to work on other things. And so now I need or want to finish these items because I have such a wish list of projects that I want to do, but I can't start anything else new or these things will never get done. And this test knit that I'm currently working on was due last week. That was her hard deadline, but I'm pretty sure the deadline is flexible. But it was literally due on my birthday, and I tried so hard, but got so far. And in the end, it didn't even matter. Okay. But yeah, I am almost done this test knit. I am working on the ribbing right now. Do you want to see? Because I was barely done the chest area in our last update. And so just disclaimer, this knit is for my husband. It is a size large or extra large, one of those. It's a size 46-inch chest. And it is 2-stranded color work. It's by a knitwear designer named Kirsten Michelle, and it's lovely. It's been a super fun knit to do. It's been super easy and seamless, not a headache at all, which sometimes color work can be, but this is what we're looking like. It is honestly so lovely, so lovely. I still have to do the 2 sleeves. There's gonna be long sleeves. I also, I forgot to say, I extended the pattern. The pattern technically ends after this row of snowflakes. Technically, this is where the ribbing should have went, but I decided using inspiration from some of the other test knitters to redo this yoke pattern flipped at the bottom to give the sweater some more length, which is going to work out perfectly because it needed more length for my husband's personal fit, his preference with the fit. He likes his tops to be a little on the longer side like most men do, so that worked out great. So I will have to mimic that same extension, like, because this is like a good extra 5 inches that of length that I got. I have to do the same thing on the sleeve when I do pick up to continue the sleeves. So I'm hoping to at least knock out a sleeve today. I hope. We'll see. I do have a deadline tomorrow for a illustration for a client, so I do need to work on that. But I'm not going to complain because I'm so grateful to have work. So grateful. So I will be pausing to work on that some, but that's neither here nor there. My main goal this weekend is to finish these knits. The second knit I want to work on is my terracotta sweater, but we'll get there when we get there, okay? I want to at least finish a sleeve on this sweater before I even look at that terracotta sweater because I'm so close. I only have half a sleeve left to do, and then she's done, I'm pretty sure. I haven't looked at it in a while, girl. It's been since like February, and the sweater is going to be so cute. It's like perfect for fall. So I'm excited to get to work on that. But I wish I had my whole weekend to myself. I am working at my friend's bakery this weekend. It is Labor Day weekend. It should be busy. And so he asked me to come help out and make coffees at his bakery. So I'm going to do that, which is like such a blessing to be able to have that flexibility because I do work for myself. I can do little odd jobs here and there and help out my friends with their businesses when need be. It's kind of perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna keep knitting on this, and I'm really hoping to finish this ribbing. Oh, I'm holding my project backwards. I really hope to finish this knitting, the ribbing on this knit, and then do a second try on. So I have done a first try on with my husband with this. I was about halfway done the body when I ran out of the gray yarn, which is this main color. It looks beige, but it's light gray. When I ran out of that first ball, I was like, okay, this is the perfect time to like take a break and try it on. Little did I know that was going to like spark such a lazy wave because you gotta put the waste yarn on the darning needle and then floss it through every single stitch and remove your needle. At least that's how I do it. I know that there are other ways to do that and little accessories to make that easier. I don't have them. So I put it on the waste yarn and I did a mid project block. I was really nervous about if it was going to fit him because it was knitting up so small at first and color work can be quite tight, and I wanted to make sure I was knitting in the right gauge, even though I did do a gauge swatch and it was okay. I just wanted to check. So I did that mid project block and he tried it on and it fit. I'll show you a picture. It did fit. It's only giving like an inch of negative ease in his chest. It is a little more form fitting around his chest than I was hoping for, but it fits and it looks good and he thinks it's comfortable. He did have one critique to kind of loosen up the armpit hole, which I know how I'll do that. There are a lot of long floats in the armpit region that are kind of locking up the flexibility of the hole. So I plan on snipping some of those floats. And if you don't know what a float is, all these bars, like that's a float, that's a float. So I have some floats under the arms that are quite long and are restricting. So I'm gonna cut them and then take the loose yarn and weave in the ends like I would any knit, and that should fix it. So that's kind of my goal this morning to do before he goes to work, is to finish this ribbing, bind off, and fix that armpit issue and get him to try it on again. And we'll see what the fit is looking like. I'm a little bit nervous. I am a little bit nervous. I don't know why. I feel like it's gonna be wonky, but I hope it's not. And I keep telling myself, like, worst come to worst, I'll keep the sweater for myself and wear it as like a really oversized sweater. But I'm hoping that it'll work out. I've never knit my husband a sweater before, and so I'm hoping that this will be the first of many in our lives, which is like so heartwarming and cutesy. So we'll see.
More and more with less and less. They actually push themselves further when given or creating more restrictive constraints. The beauty of having done this for a while.
All right, I have given the bottom a block, and this is what it's looking like on me. It comes down to the bottom of my butt. It's big. It's definitely big. I really like the way the top fits. I am a broad-shouldered girly. I don't know how much that comes off on camera. It's probably super obvious. Maybe it's not. But I have very broad, bony shoulders, and this fits me really nicely in the shoulders. But it's super big everywhere else. And I still want to give this armhole a little more flexibility, so I am going to be snipping some of the floats, the really long ones that are under the arms, before I pick up for the arm. But yeah, I think that this is gonna fit him great. He had more like mass than I do. I mean, obviously, I'm very thin, but it would fit him, I think, probably like this, instead of all the way down here like it does on me. Yeah, okay. It's giving sweater dress. It's not long enough at all to be a dress. But it looks awesome. Oh, I'm so happy to be done with the body. This pattern, come on, this pattern is literally stunning. Okay, we gotta do the arms now. I'm so excited. Okay. Okay. It's a few hours later, 4 p.m. And I did get some really good work done. I'm really proud of myself actually, because I locked in and got so much done in that little bit of time. So I have no regrets. I'm glad I did it, and we got the job done. Okay. So as I wait for the client to respond, I'm going to cast on my first sleeve. Okay, I'm excited. Ooh, and I get to do it guilt-free because I have to wait for the client to respond to the color palette options before I can move on. Cool. So I have the project on waist yarn right now, so I have to pick up the stitches. I'm gonna look at the pattern, obviously, and lock in and start working through this sleeve, and I'll update you once I have some progress. I am well on my way with the sleeve. I've done about 7 rows, and it took a little bit of effort to get the pattern lined up with what was already there, but I think that I pulled it off with no errors, I'm pretty sure, and it's looking really good. So yeah, I'm going to keep going and keep knocking out this sleeve. It is like almost 8 p.m. and this is how far I've got. It's laughable that I thought that I was going to finish a whole sleeve tonight. I guess I can't speak too soon. The night is still young-ish. But yeah, this is how far I've gotten from this line to here. That's like 3 hours of work. That little bit. I underestimate myself every single time. But we ball. We gonna keep it going. I need to force myself to take a break and eat some dinner. So I'm going to do that. We made wood fire pizzas last night, so I'm going to warm up some leftovers of that and keep cranking away at this. Like, it is so addicting to knit, and like the flow kicks in. Like, this is not dreadful at all. I am loving it. And I think I'm doing so much, and then I go and I look and I'm like, oh, I've only knit like 3 inches, 4 inches, 4 inches of, if that, of sweater. You can see the difference between the 2 sleeves. It's okay. I'm speechless. Y'all, the goal is in danger. Danger. You hear me? It is 4 p.m. It is 4 p.m. I can't tell you where the day went. I can't tell. I can't tell you where the day went. I woke up, I worked a little bit on my project, and then I had a work meeting, phone call at like 10:30. And then I worked on my project for a little bit longer, and then I fell asleep. I have not done any of the artwork stuff that I need to do today, and it's 4 p.m. Like, I'm actually trying not to crash out right now. I'm trying not to crash out. Because this is not the way today was supposed to go at all. That artwork is technically due today. It's already the end of the work day, and I've done none of it. And I wish I can be like, well, at least I finished a sleeve. Just go ahead. Just go ahead. All right, it's been a few more hours. I had to lock in and get some of that work done. I got like, I would say like 80% of my artwork done. It's like 7 p.m. now, and I want to knit for the rest of the night because I mean, I got like a good little amount done this morning. You guys saw, like, got some stuff done on the sleeve. I am a little more than halfway done, maybe almost halfway done the sleeve. And I do feel like I can finish the sleeve tonight. That's how I feel, but we all know I have big feelings. But look at how good that looks. Oh my God, I am actually shook at the level of craftsmanship with this project so far, but I'm itching to finish it. I'm itching to finish it. My head and my neck are killing me from sitting and drawing all day. I am going to go on the fastest, quickest little bike ride to get me some dinner. I'm in the mood for sushi, I think, but I don't want to spend a whole bunch of money, so I'm just gonna go to the grocery store. Don't judge me. I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get some, and maybe a little beverage, and then come home, eat, and lock into this knit. All right, so it is Saturday and I'm working on the sleeve when I realized that I had a section of the color work wrong. As you can see, there's like a good ½ inch that I unraveled just in this section, and I've been trying to put it back together, and to be really transparent, I'm not having a ton of luck. I'm using my little crochet hook to re-pick up the stitches, but I'm struggling. I did something so wrong right here. It's supposed to look like this, and it just did not. And I realized it because on this side, where like this side was coming out correct, and I was getting to this side and I was like way off of the count. So I have unraveled it and it's a mess back here. There is, wait, that's the working yarn. There are so many floats, and it's been really hard keeping track of what row each float is coming from. It's just chaotic. So I'm gonna keep working on this. I just wanted to give a little transparent update that I am struggling. This is just kind of a part of the process, struggling. So let's see if I can fix it. Fixed it, and I have knit, wait, let me pull this through. I have fixed it, look at that. No more yarn throw up everywhere. She's not perfect, hopefully it'll block out a little more smooth, but at least now the pattern is correct and I can keep going. That was a solid 45-minute roadblock. I just needed to lock in and figure it out. The crochet hook helps tremendously with doing this type of stuff. And then this is what the back looks like now. No more ginormous floats. It's all good.
Oh gosh. Well, we started off the day where we were gonna do blocking, and we've shown blocking so many times. I was like, oh my goodness, let's just finish it, and then we can get on to our next things. But unfortunately, that ended up taking like 6 hours to do blocking. It took so long. Yeah, and we also were like very grumpy with each other, where I was nagging Nick, and then Nick was nagging me.
Good morning. It's been a few days since I last recorded anything, and I was telling you guys last I spoke that I had something happen in my life that shook me. And on that day, I thought that I was going to be able to power through it and just keep showing up. And it didn't happen, okay? It just didn't happen. Life is so fragile. It really is. And it's just fragile. One moment you're happy, thriving, and the next minute you're depressed and sad and without. And anyway, it's been a few days. I have been taking care of myself. I haven't been really wanting to show up on camera because it was just too obvious that I was sad. But I've just been taking the last few days really slow, resting a lot, going on runs. I've been finding that running has been helping me with my emotions. And yeah, I'm feeling a little better. And the situation, though awful, is going to work itself out. It is what it is. Anyway, let me show you what I've been knitting, because I did stop knitting for a couple days, but these last 2 days I picked it back up. Sorry for the low energy, y'all. I hope you understand. Every person I know is going through hell right now. I don't know if Mercury got her micro braids in or what, but it just feels like these last couple of weeks have been really hard for almost everyone that I know. So if you're also going through it right now, if you're in a storm in your life, just know that it doesn't last forever. We're capable of hard things. We can get through our toughest days, okay? Anyway, so I washed my hair last night. I took my braids out, washed my hair last night, and then I put it in a puff and went to bed. I'm so scared to take this scarf off, so we're gonna keep it out of frame. And I finished a sleeve on my test knit colorwork sweater, and I think, honestly, I don't know how I'm editing this, but I had to finish this sleeve twice, which is not awesome, but it had to be done. And so if you look at the body versus the sleeve, you see how after the row of snowflakes, it has the yoke pattern again on the body after the snowflakes. This is the yoke up here. I did it on the bottom to extend the body, and then I was thinking I was also going to need to extend the sleeve, and so that's what I did, only to find it was too long. So I frogged it and then redid it, which seems like the end of the world. Like, oh no, you had to frog all your work. I frogged it and re-knit it in like an hour. Like, it wasn't that bad. So now I just have the second sleeve to do. But even though that test knit is overdue, I don't feel like working on that sleeve. I'll wait for the garbage truck to go by. My window is open, so that was really loud. I'm gonna move on to my terracotta sweater, which I hadn't pulled out of the bag in months because I started this sweater last winter, and so I was working on it in like January and February of this year, and then it got put away because I wanted to knit spring and summer stuff. So this is where we are. This has not been blocked. It's not been blocked. It's only been balled up in a bag, and it's stunning. I tried it on yesterday, and I loved it. And now it gave me the like motivation to want to keep going because I'm obsessed. Now, here's something that's a little special about my terracotta sweater is the fact that I technically made an error on the sleeve. If you see this section and this section, those are not supposed to be color work dots. Those are supposed to be texture. Like, you see how it goes color work, texture, color work, texture, color work, texture. This texture is also supposed to be on the sleeve, but I read the pattern wrong and did color work instead of texture. And then I didn't realize the mistake until I had got like down here, and I was like, I'm not redoing it. And so I've just had to like continue the mistake on, and I'll have to continue the mistake, try and remember to continue the mistake on the second sleeve as well. I also still need to do the collar. So that's a thing. And since I haven't touched this pattern in months, I am only a little nervous to keep working on it. There are parts of me that want to take this sleeve out and do it with the texture, but I've talked myself out of it so many times because I don't think that it looks awful, and I also don't mind having like a small variation from other people's sweaters, you know? You see? Like, it's not the end of the world. So I'm gonna keep it like that. And again, no one would know that this is an error unless you have also knit this pattern. But again, yeah, anyway, I think I'm gonna work on this today and see how far I can get on it. I am so obsessed with this sweater, and it instantly just put me in a good mood. So I'm gonna sit here and lounge. I've been in my guest room. I've been coming into my guest room to lounge these last few days because there's a TV in here, and I love laying down and knitting and watching TV. So yeah, let's keep working on this. I have picked up the stitches around the collar, and I'm working on knitting the collar in the 1x1 ribbing. I did get my period last night and slept horribly. And now I am still tucked in bed with my heating pad on my abdomen because these cramps are no joke. But I am really looking forward to seeing the finish line of this sweater. I am eagerly knitting because I'm so excited. And this is like knitting up so much faster than the other colorwork sweater that I'm working on because the yarn is thicker. So it just feels like it's progressing so much faster. And sometimes you need that break. I totally get why people knit on multiple projects at once because it really does like scratch the specific itch that you need at that moment. And sometimes you just get so bored doing the same thing for weeks on end because again, this stuff takes time. And so being able to like switch to something different and like re-spark your interest just in the craft in itself, because sometimes I don't know if you ever work on a project that makes you feel like, bro, I never want to do this again. Like this was actually so annoying. Yeah, breaking that up with things that are a little more mindless and a little more enjoyable and like quick to do, at least relatively, is necessary. So, yeah, I'm actually bummed now because I'm realizing I'm about to finish 2 projects at once. I might have to cast on multiple things, which is just like exciting because I actually have so many ideas and I'm trying to lay off the test knits. I don't have any test knits coming up. The last 2 test knits that I participated in, I did not meet the deadlines for, which I think is very indicative of like my capacity right now for like quick turnarounds, or at least like timed turnarounds. It's just not there. Like my work really picked back up this year, which I'm so grateful for. And so I just don't have the time to like knit on a schedule right now. So, yeah, I have some exciting sweater ideas. I have some accessory ideas. And I do not plan on doing any gift knitting this year, but or if I do any gift knitting, it's not necessarily going to be the same people I gifted last year. I feel like gift knits 2 years in a row is a lot. So I'm gonna try and space that out. So I may do a couple this year just for some folks that I didn't make anything for last year. But I want to start thinking about that because it's September now, and therefore we only have a few months to be planning and making and shipping our gift knits. If that's something you do. So some people are super anti gift knit. I personally really enjoy it, and I have like a folder in my Ravelry of like quick, small, cute patterns that I think make great gift knits. Because granted, I'm not knitting full size garments for people. I'm knitting little things like scarves, hats, mittens, accessories like bags, coasters, that type of thing. So, yeah. I am definitely playing Yarn Chicken right now. This collar is either going to be the exact measurement in the pattern or it's going to be as long as the amount of yarn that I have. It is a folded collar. I have never made a folded collar before. And to be honest, I don't really understand the written pattern, so I think I'm gonna have to look up a YouTube tutorial because I don't get it. But if, I mean, in my head, it feels like I should just be able to like knit, cast off, and sew it down. But I think the way that it's described in the pattern makes it seem like the bind off is what like stitches down the collar as well. I don't know. We're about to find out. I'm so excited to be able to wear this sweater. Y'all, it's so cold today. Well, I'm not gonna say so cold today. It was so cold this morning. It's been in the 50s this morning. I think it's gonna get up to the 70s at some point today, or at least like 70 or 71. But this morning it felt like fall. It's so overcast. It's still overcast. And we're experiencing a air quality advisory right now. There's like wildfire smoke sitting on top of the Front Range, and they specifically said particles in the air, which is disturbing. So I've closed all my windows and I got my air purifier going, and I am cozying up to the like gloomy day. We don't really get a lot of those in Denver. It's a very sunny place, which I love, but it's also nice to have the occasional overcast day for the cozy vibes. And today is Friday. I don't know why I thought today was Saturday, but it's officially, I guess, been like a week since I've started this vlog. And I always have to laugh at myself for thinking that I can do things in a short amount of time, because it quite literally almost never happens that way. So why do I keep having these expectations? But anyway, I missed an upload to my channel this previous week because of, you know, the personal things I was going through. And I don't know, I have thoughts about it because I do have goals for my YouTube channel. I do take it seriously, but I can only take it but so seriously when obviously it's not a part of my income as much as I want it to be. So responsibly, I have to let it fall to the wayside in times of turmoil, because I have to prioritize and conserve the little bit of energy and bandwidth that I have to do the things that pay the bills. So yeah, I know you guys understand, but it's just a bummer when you feel like you're getting such good momentum and then you fall off because of X, Y, and Z. And yeah. But it's okay, because at the end of the day, it's just something I enjoy doing, so I'm just going to do it within my capacity. Alright, it looks like I've done like maybe a ½ inch so far on this collar, and it says that I need to do like 2½ inches. So I'm gonna lock in and do this while I watch some YouTube, and I will check back in once I get to the possibly folded collar part. We'll see. I'm looking at my little yarn pile on the floor here, and it's not looking like 2½ inches worth of yarn, I'll tell you that. This may be a regular collar, which I'm fine with. So I will let you know, and please don't judge my appearance, okay? This is day one of my cycle. Day off, lay in bed, look. And I did not get good sleep last night, like at all, because it felt like something was clawing at my insides. Not only did I just finish the collar of this sweater, I also weaved in all of the ends. This is the inside of the sweater. I weaved in all of the ends! Like, it's done. She's done. I even weaved in like 80% of the ends on the blue and gray colorwork sweater as well. After I had finished that sleeve, I like to do them as I go as much as I can, so like at the end it's not like the worst feeling in the world. And I have to just rip that band-aid off. Like, I cannot finish a project and be like, oh, I'm gonna come back and put these ends in. I'm not. So I have to do it in that moment. But here she is. She's all done. We have just a basic collar. It's not folded because I didn't have enough yarn. And I didn't want to be disappointed by trying to make the collar as long as I could and then fold it, and then the fold end up being all skinny. I was like, no, I'm not even going to give myself that headache. I can't believe it. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from knitting. I need to do my hair so I can stop hiding it above the frame. And it's washed and cleaned and stuff. It's not styled. It's just in a bun. So I have to do my hair and probably do some house chores, and then I'm gonna hop back into that second sleeve on the other sweater. Okay, it is much later in the afternoon and I have done a lot. I have done my hair, it's all twisted up, and put the scarf back on it. I have gone for a bike ride. I have cleaned up the house a little bit, and I've also started planning my next couple knit projects, which is so exciting. All right, we got a location change to the couch because I was tired of being in that bed. Oh, my knee. Oh, my God. Don't nobody judge. But yeah, I am really looking forward to my next knit project. I have 2 ideas that I want to chat about a little bit, and I'm not gonna go into crazy details or show any references or anything because I think it makes more sense to make a separate video about this. But one is, both of these projects that are currently at the tip of my brain right now today, can't speak for tomorrow, but today, both of the projects that I am really excited about doing are both self-drafted based off of an inspo image, if that makes sense. Can you stop licking your butthole while I'm trying to talk to the camera? Thanks. Yeah, so they're both gonna be kind of self-drafted patterns based off an image that I saw. And both patterns are also very fun and whimsical. Like, nothing too serious or like structured like what the 2 sweaters I'm working on in this video. One is going to be a full sweater. I'm even considering making it a turtleneck, but for now it's a crew neck sweater and it's inspired by fruit. that's gonna be my only clue for that. And then the other project that I really want to do is a vest, and it's a technically, I guess, kind of like a fan art type of project, because oh no, what's it called, or like a replication from pop culture type of project, where there is a garment in a show that I really want, the show I really love, and the garment I want to make as, you know, a fan of this show, but I want to make it in my own way, not an exact replica of what they wear in the show, because I don't love the original and I want to kind of modernize it a bit and make it into something that I would actually wear. So yeah, I was just doing some research on mainly the pop culture knit, that's what we'll call it. That's the clue. I was doing a lot of research on that one, just trying to figure out like what my base pattern is gonna be. I try and find free patterns when I'm doing self-drafted stuff, because I feel like that's kind of like open information, like free open information about garment construction that I can use to like make what it is that I'm trying to make. So I was doing that research to be like, okay, what like kind of basic vest shape do I want to go for? Because there's so many ways to make vests, and I am trying to kind of steer away from the original, because that's not really a style I find flattering on myself. So I did find a pattern that I like, and I pulled the image into my Procreate so that I could draw on top of it and kind of figure out my color combinations and my grid layout roughly via sketch, what that would look like on the sample, like on the garment. And I fiddled around with that a bit, and I really like what I came up with. So I'm really looking forward to starting that project, because it's definitely a, if you know, you know. And it's honestly exciting to be moving into knitting some projects that are like completely creative and like self-motivating, because this year has been my year of like test knitting and sample knitting. And not that it has taken the fun out of it, but it does make knitting a little more serious, because I have to be like hyper aware and doing a lot of math and, you know, proofreading and stuff. Whereas these next couple projects are going to be almost like drawing in my sketchbook on a blank page. Like that's really what it feels like, in like, if I had to compare it to something, and that is super exciting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm also going on a really long trip towards the end of this month in September. And man, I'm so excited for this trip. My husband and I are going international together. I almost said for the first time, but it's not the first time, because we've been to Mexico together a couple times. But we've never been anywhere other than Mexico together internationally. So I'm so excited. This is a bucket list trip and a bucket list opportunity for the both of us, and I just want to like scream. I just cannot believe it. So one of these knit projects will be coming with me on the trip, and I want to, so I'm going to bring a knit project to work on the trip, not only because the flights are super long, but again, we'll be there for weeks. But whilst there, I want to buy yarn. Obviously, I want to get some local yarn, and I want to cast on a new project that's like inspired by this place, and I'm not really sure what that looks like yet. And so I guess this like travel inspired knit is going to be my third whip that I'm going to be working on this fall winter. And I actually recently ordered a yarn book that has like knitting patterns and stitches that are inspired by this culture. So I was supposed to get that in the mail today. I think it may have came today, or hopefully it'll come tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully that book will give me some inspo and I can start like building out and planning a project based off this book and this trip. So there's a lot to be excited about with my fiber arts hobbies and traveling and stuff, and it's gonna be really nice. All right, so I'm like, I don't know. I think I've done like 8 rows on this sleeve so far. I'm gonna keep chipping away at it, but once I get bored with it in a couple hours, I will probably switch back over to planning out my next knits, because the pop culture knit has a chart that I need to make, like a charted color work that I need to design. So I am going to work on that, and I also need to figure out like what yarn and stuff I'm using, because that will also kind of dictate the chart and how large the motifs and stuff will be on the chart. Okay, I think I'm gonna go get a beer, crack open a beer while I work on this and watch a movie or something, because it's Friday night and I feel like after a certain age I don't know what that means anymore, because like I don't really want to be doing anything other than this, and I feel like society makes it seem like weekend nights are meant to be looking a certain way, and that's just not the case. If you're happy and content and safe and feeling good, whatever you're doing is what you should be doing. So this is how I'm spending my Friday night, and probably my Saturday night, and probably my Sunday night. And I'm super happy with that. Like, super happy with that. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else. I'm getting full use of my mortgage payment. I finished. Finished it. Finished it. I'm like overstimulated by it now. Wow. It looks amazing. All right, now that I am finished, these do need to be blocked, but let's do a pre-block try on so that you can see the difference in how it fits before and after. And then, yeah, that'll be it. All right, this is the test knit colorwork sweater. It is very big on me because I made this for my husband. It is the size large, I'm pretty sure, in the pattern, and the body has already been blocked. As you can see, it has a really nice drape to it, and the sleeves I still need to block, so that's why they are a little bit short and a little bit stiff. So that will be what I need to block, just the sleeves. But I love the way this came out. The back is exactly the same as well. This looks great. I'm so proud of myself. Wow, that's crazy. Terracotta sweater time. This one is definitely way more cropped. And this is for me, so. Okay. Cutesy. Love where it stops. Okay. Oh my gosh. I just know this is about to get so much nicer once it's blocked. Relax a lot of that. Oh my gosh. The length is perf. Okay. Calm down. I'm gonna go block these and I'll come right back. And I'm gonna start with this one. This is what it looks like blocked. It's perfect. Look at how long the sleeves got. Like touching my hands, which is perfect. It is so cozy and warm. It's just, oh my gosh, I'm in love. I'm in love. This terracotta color is like one of my favorite colors. This and like green, like dark green, are my favorite colors. And I don't have a dark green knit yet, but I'm so happy to have this, especially because we are moving into fall, and I already know this is going to be heavily in rotation. Like this and my wave sweater, please. Like I'm just gonna be hand knitted down this fall and winter. I'm too hype. But let me show you the other sweater, nice and finished, so we can wrap this up. Okay. All right, yeah, the sleeves feel great. The armpit holes are nice and big. And this is an awesome sweater. Like I said, it is for my husband, so it does fit me really big. Like I have a lot of positive ease in this sweater because it's a size large for him, but I could totally see myself like wearing this. What? It's so cute. It's so cute. But I'm gonna let him have it. I'm gonna let him get a few wears out of it before I commandeer it. But yeah, I'm in love with how this came out. I cannot believe the amount of stuff I've knit this year with everything else going on. Like I am so impressed with myself right now. And I'm excited to do like a show and tell later on at the end of the year of like everything I've made. Because making clothes has just been my new obsession, my hyperfixation. I am so in love with the process and the finished like garments of my hard work. I would say this sweater took maybe 30 to 35 hours. The other sweater, the terracotta sweater, probably took a little less, 25 to 30 hours. The yarn is much bigger, so it knit up just a little bit quicker. And this is over months, okay? This is over months, not like in a couple days or in a couple weeks. I've been working on these things for months. And I believe I said this is a test knit. I will put the designer Ravelry in the description so you can get this pattern to knit it for yourself when it is released. It was really fun to make, like I will not lie, it was so much fun to make. The pattern, though it looks intricate, it is a lot of repeats, so it flowed. Like I very rarely had to glance at the pattern after a while, especially in this bottom half, because the bottom half is just a mirror of the top half outside of like these snowflake rows, which is again like kind of split down the middle. The top of the snowflake is the same as the bottom, but like flipped. So you can kind of just like use your knowledge of like what it looks like above to like continue down below. So that's kind of what I did. And then once I got to the sleeves, it's like I already have done it here, so I already know. It was super chill and like fun to knit, so I do recommend it. And the pattern is really easy to follow, I will say. There was maybe only one time where I had to like reread a few times to like get it, but I think that's a me problem. So yeah, All right, I switched back to my sweater for the outro. I just love it so much. It is perfect. Okay, but if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am going to edit this up and get it out today because I have been slacking. I'm not even gonna say slacking because it's not without a lack of trying, but just not on top of my posts on YouTube like the way I want to be. So thank you so much for being here. Let me know which sweater you loved. If you would try these patterns, they're both going to be linked in the description, and I will link my Ravelry as well. Add me on Ravelry if you are a fiber arts girly. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Oh my gosh, my knitting book came in. Did I tell you guys I was ordering a knitting book? I'm pretty sure. I ordered this really cool knitting book and it came in yesterday, and the way I am about to, like, I'm so inspired. I'm so inspired. We'll talk about it later. I'll see y'all later. Bye.